It is time for our Bulldog Conversation. Mike Grace and a chance to talk Bulldog men's basketball with Samford head coach Scott Padgett. Scott, back for your third season of Bulldog basketball. Talk a little bit about this program and where you guys stand right now.
Well, I think, part of the process was we knew going into year one, winning a championship might not be the thing that we could do in year one, but we knew we had to grow this program and add pieces and get guys to understand the system and things like that, so that when we got to about where we are now, year three, that we're in a chance to contend for a title.
And you do so with an experienced veteran as you bring back Kristen Cunningham, his third year as your point guard and a true team leader.
Well, the thing about CC, I mean, obviously he started every game since his first day on campus. I just think he's a natural-born point guard. He really knows how to run a team. He finds the open man, and he also, like when you need it and you need to go get a bucket, he can go get it for you. And I think what he's done a good job this summer and coming into this preseason of doing is he's starting to be a more vocal leader. I think some of that comes with, we've had seniors here for the first 2 years, but now, with the team basically without seniors, the juniors are the leaders, and he is the leader of our team.
Finally, your third year in this system, or at least at the helm of this system after a couple of years prior as an assistant. Talk about where we are, those new players you mentioned. How close is this team to being the one you envision for this program?
I think we can do everything I've wanted to do as a coach finally. We have length, we have athleticism, we have skill, we have shooting, everything that we've got speed. Everything that I envision is what I want my team to be able to do, we can do. Now, how quickly that we adapt to that, that remains to be seen. But I think come time the league play comes around, this is going to be a team that's going to be reckoned with. And I think there's a little bit of chip on our guys' shoulders. I think everybody's picking us somewhere between 8 and 9, and I think there's some guys that think that's a little low, and that's fine. That gives us motivation to work even harder. But I think this is a team that on a given night we can beat anybody in the league.
Thanks, Coach Padgett. Appreciate your time. We'll turn our attention to the women's basketball program now as head coach Mike Morris joins us. Let's talk about this season, and starting with a trio, I think, of senior leaders who come back. Talk about them and what they mean to your program.
Well, we'll start with Ellen Riggins and Brittany Stevens and Lydia McGee, three seniors that's been starters in our program. Brittany's been our starting point guard for the last 2 or 3 years. And just on the court, they really set the tone. Ellen will be counted on to be a big part of what we do, obviously. Inside, Brittany sets the tone offensively and defensively. I don't know if there's a quicker player in our conference. May not be a shorter player in our conference either, but she can absolutely set the tone for what we do. And then Lydia just is a utility on and off the court, 1 through 4 in terms of position. But everything that we're about as a women's basketball program starts with those 3 young ladies, on the court, off the court, locker room, travel, academics. Lydia's already graduated. Brittany and Ellen will graduate this May with a couple of majors, I think, maybe a couple of minors, and they really are competitors. So everything that we're about, they embody, and it shows up hopefully in everything they do.
The requirement of that kind of veteran leadership comes even more important when you look at 5 newcomers that join your squad. Talk about those new Bulldogs and how they'll impact this year's team.
Well, to your point, that's it makes my job a lot easier because they set the tone from preseason workouts to showing up on time for meetings, or what we're wearing, how we conduct ourselves, and they really do a great job of not only leading by saying things, but leading by example. But we have 5 freshmen. Olivia, who redshirted last year, will make our 6th. But really excited about this class, and I think all of them are going to have, particularly 4 of them, are going to have an opportunity to come in and play. Leslie will probably redshirt. Then we've got point guard Charity out of Tuscaloosa that plays the 1 and 2. Paige Syrups, a point guard, plays the 2 as well from Oklahoma City. Samantha from Kentucky will definitely play, and Katie from Albertville, Alabama. So we've got a good mixture of senior leadership with youth, and so far the team has really kind of meshed together pretty well.
As you look at this 2016-17 campaign, do you think the team can retain that kind of momentum and build on last year's success?
It's every team's different. We know that, and this team has its own personality. Taylor was a starting center P position for us, which is very critical in what we do, how we play, how we go about scoring at that P position is every bit as important as the point guard. So Ellen's new there in terms of starting and how that position is handled, and then how our freshmen play, because they will be in the mix, I think will be the determining factor if we can get up toward 20 wins in 25. Now, our non-conference schedule is pretty tough. We got to beat one or two of those teams to probably win 20 games, but we do. I think for us, our goal is always to win 20 games and go the NCAA tournament to win a championship. Those three goals are the same it was 15 years ago when I took over as the head coach, and it's the same this year. And I think this team has a chance to do that.
Thanks to Coach Morris and to Coach Padgett for talking Bulldog basketball with us. Can't wait for the season to start. Back with more after this timeout on the Samford Sports Network.